Dying to be Stuckmocky is a young adult fantasy novel released chapter by chapter on YouTube in audiobook form. If you've missed hearing chapter 1, stop now and click on the link in the video description. Otherwise, here comes chapter 2, Vira Forces Peace. The weathered door against which Mirren was leaning looked like it had suffered many sword attacks over the years, from agitated gladiators waiting for their cue to enter the arena. It didn't look like it made a habit of propping up confused gladiators who only moments before had rushed through and slammed it shut behind them. "What in the spirit's name am I doing here?" panted Mirren. "I am Mirren, fearless fighter. I live to fight. I fight to live. The blood will flow and my sword will cleave." I have always wondered about the validity of rhyming live with cleave, though. I may need to hire a new bard. At that moment, Vira pounded up to the door, breathless. "Mirren, thank goodness. We need to save the Stuckmocky." Mirren looked at Vira up and down with a touch of disdain, while the sound of savage booing floated out of the arena. "And who might you be, young man?" "I'm getting a little tired of the young man thing. I mean, seriously," Vira said, looking down at her slim body in her costume. "I know Princess Kalindera isn't from this universe, but I won Best Newcomer in the last Black Hole cosplay comp in this." Vira could see Mirren's brain processing this information without success. "You are not from these parts, are you?" he eventually concluded. "To be honest, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where these parts are. Narnia, for all I know. But anyway, I'm Vira Henka Fibonacci. Vira for short. But right now I need to save the Stuckmocky before it's nipped and tucked into a range of menswear." "You want to save the Stuckmocky? They are savage, vicious creatures. I do not recommend it. Besides, their flesh is very chewy." "Well, you'd be savage too if losing a fight meant becoming next week's overpriced merch," rebutted Vira. "Young man," began Mirren. "Vira. There's nothing I would like more than to re-enter the arena and dispatch that malodorous hulk of tick-infested fur. Ugh. But I find myself unable to use my legs towards that endeavour." "Yes, I know, that's my fault," said Vira, as she showed him her console screen. Mirren stared with wide eyes at the shiny console in its neoprene holder. "That is truly a strange device. How do you come to have it?" "Oh, well, last Christmas we had a bit of a family reunion, which, as you can imagine, was pretty profitable for me come Christmas morning. Anyway, as soon as I bought this, of course, the updated model came out, so I'm pretty annoyed about that." Mirren reached out a reverential hand, but Vira held on tightly to the console, so that his hand came away with nothing but the holder. He stared at it with delight. "How did my likeness get on such a wondrous artifact? So smooth. Yet the base appears to be resistant to slippage," he said, fondling it with admiration. "I can see you're not going to be much help. But what am I thinking?" exclaimed Vira. "I just have to switch player mode and control the Stuckmocky." Vira pressed the necessary buttons on her console, while the booing of the crowd inside the arena became even more savage. Suddenly, the door behind Mirren jerked open, then closed rapidly, as the large, furry Stuckmocky rushed through, possibly looking puzzled. It was hard to tell with all that face fur. "Why did I not think of doing that before?" it rumbled in a clear, sonorous voice. "You can talk!" shouted Mirren with shock. The Stuckmocky stared at him with mild amusement. "Indeed, and I think you will find I comport myself in English every bit as well as you do." "No matter. Prepare to die!" returned Mirren. He tried to raise his sword, but his arm refused to cooperate. Sweat started to run down his face with the effort. "Any moment now. Dead!" Vira and the Stuckmocky both stared in silence at Mirren as he continued to struggle vainly. "Just need to lift my sword." "Well, while you are hacking my head off, I think I will be on my way." The Stuckmocky tried to lift his enormous foot, but nothing happened. Sweat may have run down his furry face and around his protruding snout from the exertion, but again it was hard to tell. Neither of you is going anywhere, said Vera. Are going anywhere? Oh, bother, and I just know it'll be in the test on Monday. Fascinating though matters of linguistics are, growled the Stuckmocky, if I am unable to retire to the nearest forest soon, I may just get testy and use my sword. He struggled to lift his weapon, but without any sign of success. Mirren looked accusingly at Vera. What witchcraft is this? The Stuckmocky paused in its efforts and turned to Mirren. Technically, he would have to be female for it to be witchcraft. Perhaps wizardry? It isn't witchcraft, or any gender of magic, said Vera. It's electronics. Well, actually, maybe it is witchcraft. My console has never controlled real people before. But then, maybe you're not real. The Stuckmocky had resumed straining to lift his sword, and released a loud exclamation of effort and frustration. Ah! The Stuckmocky's exhaled breath landed squarely in Vera's face. She clamped a hurried hand over her nose. No, you're real, her muffled voice confirmed. Mirren and the Stuckmocky simultaneously ceased their fruitless struggling and turned to glare at one another. If I let you both go, will you promise not to use your swords? Asked Vera. Man and beast roared loudly in each other's faces. Oh dear, I thought you might say that,